specially picked ingredients, tantalizing flavors, sweet and sour intertwine and dance into your glass. One-of-a-kind arrangements, hitting every note. Why wait for the weekend? It's on at the grill.
Tupelo Smiles is a top-notch group. They're very compassionate about what they do. They've given me the smile that I've always wanted. I've been a patient for 15 years and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I just love Tupelo Smiles.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 5. Another beautiful day across North Mississippi, and I hope you guys have some evening plans to get out in it because, this forecast is too good to not take advantage of. But that dry air is once again our big headline heading into our broadcast at 5 o'clock. That dry air does stick around into those overnight hours and as well into Wednesday and Thursday and maybe even towards Friday. So yeah, just the extended forecast for the long track for sure. But each day as we transition more into that fall season, giving us a tale of two forecasts. What exactly does that mean? Well, cool starts with warm afternoons. So you have to basically dress for two different types of forecasts, and kind of annoying, but it's what we have to do as we transition into that fall season. We also do have updates on Saturday's severe weather threat. Latest look at those outlooks, as well as the timing hopefully coming up, or actually will come up here, coming up in a couple of minutes. So the first 12 does have those dry conditions, no severe weather threat to worry about. 77 degrees around 6, but that temperature does drop overnight. And towards tomorrow morning, we're talking about mid-50s back in the area. So that cool start, yes, you will need the long sleeves once again. So the good thing with the forecast, though, is those clear conditions. Going to be sunny this evening, going to be starry nights all night as we head into those overnight hours, and a sunny start to our day once again for our Wednesday. 82 degrees in Pontotoc. Beautiful skies right there with those blue skies out there. We were talking behind the scenes, and some of those trees looking just a little bit orange. Does that mean fall is in full swing? Well, I think we're still a ways away from it, but at least trending the right direction. That cooler air definitely making those trees kind of enter their dormant state. Making 84 degrees, dew point still around 50 degrees, so dry conditions, much more green trees showing up down there around Noxubee County, but a few trees honestly just dying because of the drought. So there are several parameters that we're looking at as of this point. Greenwood really putting the emphasis on our forecast, and that is sunshine. Sunny skies there in Greenwood, all across North Mississippi, honestly, but a great shot there from the camera, just showcasing exactly what we've all been seeing all day long. Temperatures still in the low 80s. Now let's go ahead and look at wind speeds. If you've walked outside, you've definitely noticed that it's been a breezy forecast with wind speeds around 10 to 15 miles an hour, sustained winds. When we add in those wind gusts, you can see how some areas are getting up to 20, 22 in Tupelo, 23 Clarksdale, and 21 around Cleveland. So it is going to be a little bit of a gusty forecast. I know we're kind of flip-flopping between breezy or gusty yesterday. I think gusty ended up prevailing. But temperature-wise, at least that is a nice breeze that will help alleviate some of these warm conditions. 81 New Albany, 84 Grenada, and 83 there towards Cleveland. So yes, it is still above average temperature-wise, but that breeze trying to give us some relief as we get into that extended forecast. So speaking of, let's extend out our surface analysis here to kind of showcase what exactly we're seeing across the United States. And the big thing that we're seeing is, of course, all of that moisture out there towards Minneapolis. Our next system starting to build there towards Wyoming and Billings, Montana. That's where a lot of the action has remained, but here in the southeast, absolutely nothing, not even a drop of rainfall. So that's going to continue to be the big driver in our forecast. The main thing to watch for on this graphic is going to be this low out there towards Sacramento. As that continues to transition a little bit east-northeast, that disturbance is going to be what drives our forecast going forward. Of course, not exactly that low pressure system, but another low that'll form within that cold front along with that low. That's going to be the driver. I know, very confusing. We'll be able to explain that over the next several days. So basically, as you can see, that progressing a little bit more towards the east, and of course, all of that moisture, all of that action remaining out there towards Nevada, California, even a little bit of a wintry mix right there towards Sacramento. I want to say wintry mix, fall mix. Yeah, time of year does matter, but that's really going to be for those ski resorts out there. I know they're not complaining one bit about getting that snowfall. That, of course, starting to transition a little bit more east as the days go on. And, of course, ways away from us, but as we get further into that forecast, will build into our area and give us that chance for severe weather into this weekend. So we're talking 4 days beyond where we're sitting at right now. So what that means leading into it is that dry conditions are going to be in place. Wednesday morning, just absolutely dry, absolutely clear once again. So if you're heading out the door early Wednesday morning, you're in for another Beautiful sight with that sun coming up on the horizon. 6 a.m. though, 55 degrees. Like we mentioned, a little bit of a cooler start, but as the day goes on, temperatures, they do warm up into that above average state once again. 84 degrees around 3 p.m. And as we get into those evening hours, once again, cooling off, making it for a little bit more of a comfortable forecast for this time of year. But sunny skies all day long, definitely nothing to complain about in that extended forecast. So if you can't get out today, well, tomorrow we do have midweek services. We do have just Wednesday evening plans. It's going to be a good time for those as well. But we'll look specifically county by county of where those areas are that, are we getting any rainfall? But we'll look county by county at that forecast coming up here in the next 60. We're also going to be looking at temperatures and your weekend outlook with the potential for severe weather in that forecast. All of that coming up on Mississippi Live Weather in the next 60.
This roof's getting installed with our premium roofing system. Backed by our 50-year warranty. And there's a 0% financing, no payment for 6 months options that this customer utilized. If you're looking for a new roof and you need an affordable option, call Absolute Restoration.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. We knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laupon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laupon has proven himself trustworthy.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, like we've been saying, beautiful conditions across North Mississippi. So no matter where you're at, you're in for quite a forecast for those evening plans. 81 degrees in Batesville, Panola County showcasing those blue skies as well. Going to be a beautiful sunset later on this evening. So I know folks are excited about that. But hey, before we get there, we still have those evening plans, or afternoon plans, should I say. Edinburgh, 81 degrees. Winds coming out of the north-northeast about 8 miles an hour right now. But as we mentioned, some of those breezy conditions could get up to about 10 to 15. So yes, it is going to be a hair up kind of evening for any of those plans. Mississippi Live Weather Radar showcasing absolutely nothing. Yes, once again for our forecast, because what we're seeing is just no rainfall, no cloud in the sky. And so that has kept our forecast calm. It's kept it clear, and all those clear skies have kept our forecast relatively cool. We have had a little bit of moisture out there towards Amarillo, Texas, and just on the northwest side of Oklahoma along the Oklahoma Panhandle. But that's really it. And that's the closest drop of rain in relation to us here in North Mississippi. And some of those rainfall totals, measurable, yes, but about a ½ inch as the most for some of those areas. But again, miles and miles and miles away from us here in North Mississippi. So as we get into our futurecast, as you can kind of expect, it's going to be a dry forecast once again into those overnight hours. Big driver in that forecast is that northerly wind cycling in that drier continental air. So 7 p.m. as we're heading into any of those evening activities, if there's a soccer game or baseball game, well, hey, you're going to have good conditions for it. No drop of rain expected. Even into our Tuesday night, you can see how those dry conditions once again persist. Winds pretty comfortable. Going to be just making that forecast even better as it drives in those cooler conditions once again. So your Wednesday morning starting off, yes, clear, but cool as well. So make sure to have the long sleeves on standby, because temperature-wise, we're talking about low to mid 50s once again in the forecast. 52 around Corinth, 53 Boonville, 53 at Amory, and 53 down around Starkville. We do see 55 Belzona, 56 there towards Cleveland. So some areas better than others, but nonetheless, if 57s are highest temperature for our morning commute, we will definitely need those long sleeves handy. 54 around pickup and 84 towards drop-off. So I say long sleeves, best form of long sleeves this time of year, a sweatshirt or a jacket. Reason why is because you can shed it by the afternoon and will not need it one bit there with 84 degrees in the forecast and all of that sunshine. So enjoy it, but definitely dress for two forecasts, because that's exactly what we're going to have once again. Your Wednesday morning staying on the cooler side, but of course dry as can be. We're just talking behind the scenes about this forecast, really hard to talk about because there's nothing to it. It's just going to be that calm, clear, and dry weather that we'll be seeing persist into our Wednesday, even into our Wednesday afternoon, and sticking around for the latter part of our week as well. Just kind of awaiting that severe weather system that could possibly move in Saturday night. So there's really The calm before the storm? We've heard that term before. Well, this is exactly that, because we're in the calm days before the storm at this rate. So Wednesday afternoon, any of those plans you may have, take them outdoors, even lunch plans, because it is going to be that comfortable of a forecast, 84 degrees. I mean, it's not going to be anything too overwhelming. Yes, it is above average, but our average this time of year is 77. So yeah, we can handle it for sure. I mean, just think, a month ago, we were still in the 90s. Things could be worse. So Wednesday evening, you can see those calm conditions once again sticking around, but those high temperatures, like we mentioned, above average, 85 in Bruce, 86 Grenada, and 85 there towards Clarksdale. And as the evening heads on, those temperatures die off just a bit, and we'll see cooler conditions back into the forecast overnight and for the start of our Thursday. So Wednesday evening plans, those midweek services. If your pastor's a long talker, you might need those long sleeves as you wrap up those services, because 9, 10 o'clock will already be in the 60s in a lot of locations. Thursday morning, back into the 50s, so it is going to be another cool start to our day. And as Thursday goes on, we already talked about it a little bit. Wait, what is that? I see a cloud on Futurecast. Guys, we've not seen a cloud in quite a while. That's a big thing, a momentous occasion here in North Mississippi, but doesn't last forever. Just wave goodbye to the one cloud that we'll see, because beyond that, I mean, it's just going to be clear skies for your afternoon. A little bit of that cloud cover does try to get into North Mississippi for our Thursday night, but we're going to see those partly cloudy conditions really move back into the forecast for your Friday. And that's going to be setting the scene, returning that moisture for our Saturday as well. So whenever we look at those high temperatures for your Thursday, we talk about that gradual warming trend. I mean, 89 in Greenwood, we are just outside of the realm of the 90s, but elsewhere, 87 in Houston, 87 in Amory, and 83 around Boonville. So not everyone close to around 89 degrees, but I mean, we'll definitely take it and not complain one bit. Your forecasted rainfall, I know there is nothing on this graphic, that's the point. Next 3 days, it's going to be a dry forecast. But once we jump into day 4 and day 5, look at how that shifts. 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. So a large part of this system will be the flash flooding potential that comes with it, and that's one of the things that we're tracking in our severe weather threats that we'll have more details coming up tonight at 6 about, so make sure to tune in then. But this kind of gives you a little bit of a heads up of what to expect for that Saturday cold front. We're also under that severe weather risk. You can see a few locations included in it that has been expanded into areas of Belzona, Greenwood now included within that, Oxford. It was just outside of Oxford yesterday, now included for central parts of Lafayette County, and getting all the way up there towards the northeast corner of Benton County. We'll talk more details coming up tonight at 6 about this as well, but yeah, Saturday night into your Sunday morning continues to be the time frame that we're watching for this frontal system and then that possible severe weather threat that comes with it. What's going beyond that front though? Cooler air, and temperatures will take quite the drop and will enter quite the fall-like forecast for sure. So definitely something we're looking forward to. We just have to get over that speed bump of the weekend. So temperatures gradually warming, both high and low temperatures as we climb back into the upper 50s, low 60s for the start of our Friday. High temperatures, upper 80s, but then we enter Saturday's forecast. And again, we'll talk more detail coming up tonight at 6 about that. But then Sunday, some isolated chances for that morning commute. Beyond that though, dry air back in the picture for the long haul. And of course, we'll bring cooler air with it, low 50s for lows and upper 70s for highs. So better days are ahead. We are excited about that forecast next week, especially if you have been waiting for fall. But tonight at 6, it's going to be a big talker because we definitely need to discuss the details about this severe weather system, the potential that comes with it, and what impacts you could possibly see. So best way to do that is go ahead and have the Mississippi Live Weather app handy, so that way you'll be able to tune into the live stream tonight at 6 to talk about the latest details. And then also the weather app is that first layer of protection when severe weather does strike. So go ahead and download it today. It's free and available. What more reason do you need? So we'll expect that to happen later on this evening. We'll see you back here coming up tonight at 6, and of course our broadcast beyond that point tonight at 10. Latest model runs, everything you need to know. We'll have more details on that severe weather threat and the timing coming up on Saturday, both at 6 and 10, with both new model runs. And then our morning show, always available if you want to tune in for what to expect for the day ahead, 6:30, 7, and 7:30 with meteorologist Maggie McCauley.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/therightseat.
We're bringing it back here to the Room to Room Weather Center because I want to talk to you guys about an adventure that's not exactly in North Mississippi. And I apologize for this. I meant to include it earlier on. But our Chief Meteorologist Matt Laupon is out in the field in Australia, showing us the wonders of Australia and honestly showing us things that we don't get to see here in North Mississippi. So excited to join him on that journey. He's going to show us what he's seeing out in Sydney. So take it away, Matt.
Well, we finally made it to Sydney. You can see the historic Opera House behind me. Someplace we're going to actually tour tomorrow as part of our Wonders of Australia tour here. You know, we are in Sydney Harbor, had a beautiful lunch here, and going beneath the historic Harbor Bridge right now. So unfortunately, I won't have the perfect shot of that for you, but I just couldn't ignore the great shots, of course, that we have of the Opera House behind us. And it was a long trip, about 15, 16 hours. Going over the ocean, and we've done a city tour so far today, and don't have a whole lot else planned for today other than just kind of walking around and enjoying the atmosphere here down under, which, by the way, is really low humidity, which is kind of an awesome change. You know, they are in early spring here, where, of course, we're early fall in the northern hemisphere. One of the things just so weird to me is every time I see the sun like that, I automatically think that that direction's got to be south, right? Because you have a different sun angle there, south, actually north. It's throwing me off. I can't get used to it here. Of course, a number of those things about the southern hemisphere they're kind of fun. And I just appreciate the good folks at MLM for sponsoring us on this Wonders of Australia tour. So I'll leave you today with the look of the iconic Opera House here. We'll actually get a shot, I think, very near it and inside as we get an exclusive tour for tomorrow. But from Sydney, Australia, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Laupon from Mississippi Live.